Sleek design, solid specs, and a price that will surprise you. Let's talk about the Vaer R1 chronograph.
Roll the intro.
Hey
Hey
guys.
guys.
You go.
Hey guys, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Sean.
Today we're going to be talking about a watch that me and Sean both received by Vaer. They actually reached out to us by email and they said they really liked our channel and they wanted to send us a watch. Me and Sean asked them to send both of us a watch, and thinking they were going to say no, agreed to it. So we really do appreciate Vaer for that.
First, I want to talk about the brand Vaer. All their watches have 100 meters of water resistance, even this chronograph, which is pretty unusual for a chronograph. We both opted for the 38 millimeter. It's a single domed sapphire with AR coating. The lug width is 20 millimeters.
It's 12.6 millimeter thick. It's got 100 meters of water resistance and a locking screw down crown, which is pretty unique for a chronograph and comes in handy if you ever want to go swimming with a watch, which usually a lot of people don't tend to do with chronographs.
Yeah, that was kind of Vaer's ethos with all their watches, is that it's two surfers that started the company. So of course all their watches have the water resistance, but they're meant for outdoor use.
They're very big on branding adventure with their watches. They want you to take their watches and go on adventures, whether that's hiking up mountains or swimming in the ocean.
And I had a hard time beating this watch up because it's so beautiful. I love the design of this watch.
Yeah, it's got a really fun, funky case. It's got a really pretty cream dial. And I really like that the subdials have different colors in them. And it really makes the watch stand out and gives it a really unique look. It's got a single domed sapphire crystal. You know how I like my domed crystals. It's got a 20 millimeter lug width, so it really is a strap monster. I have it here on this Jubilee bracelet, which is really high quality. I was actually really surprised with the quality of this bracelet. Wearing this thing from the bracelet to the clasp feels solid. And for this price range, I believe with this bracelet, you also get a free black rubber strap, and it's only $615. It's a Mecha Quartz, so it's not automatic, but I don't think you can beat a lot of watches at this price point, and it looks really cool and has a retro feel to it.
I actually really like Mecha Quartz. It might be one of my favorite movements, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the Dan Henry has a Mecha Quartz too, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. So I want to show you something. I think why I fell in love with this watch and the design of this watch so much is because one of my Grail watches, let me share my screen with you. So why I love this watch so much is because it's one of my Grail watches. Look at how similar this is to the Vaer R1 chronograph, the Omega Seamaster, the soccer chrono.
Yeah, I would almost,
that's insane.
Yeah, I would almost say this is kind of like a homage to it to a degree. It's not exactly the same. The subdials are somewhat different, but
sure.
You can't deny that they definitely took some inspiration from this watch, especially with that split subdial where half is black and half is either orange or red. It looks like it's red in that Seamaster, but on the Vaer it's orange. And they also have a cool orange dial and a black dial. I don't think they sell the black dial anymore.
Sold
but
out.
The orange dial, they just came back in stock with it actually, and it looks really cool. I think if I had the choice, I would choose the orange dial just because it gives you that one fun, weird colored dial watch in your collection, which I think I might need for some variety in my collection. So I think I would go with that if I had the choice.
And while we're on dials, I will say, I don't know if you had this issue or not. I had some legibility issues with the watch. When I glanced down at it, the cream patina or the cream lume on the hands is the same color as the cream background. You can tell the time, but when I'm glancing at it, or if I'm climbing a mountain or in the water and I glance at my watch, I wish there was a little more contrast. That being said, they have the black dial, they have the orange dial. I'm in love with this dial. It's something I noticed, and I think something to note. there wasn't a lot of contrast between the hands and the background.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that, but now that you mention it, I totally get that. I think if they maybe went with orange hands or just something or black hands, or I don't know, maybe to differentiate it. But I mean, I could definitely tell it's got depth of field to it, so I'm able to tell that way. I really liked a lot about this watch. Some things I don't like. I think I want to get into some of these things.
Yeah, let's list those off.
The chronograph seconds hand, or the chronograph hand, is not perfectly lined up on the 12 for at least my watch, which means that there's some quality control issues. So it's not the biggest issue. It's just a little bit before that 12. Actually,
Mine is too. Mine is too.
It feels like it corrected itself. Oh, no. Yeah, it's a little bit right. It's like a second before the 12.
Mine's kind of lined up. It might be a sliver of a millimeter ahead. It's definitely not a full second ahead. It's maybe 1/10 of a second ahead.
Maybe if they combined mine with yours, it'd be perfectly centered. But yeah, I mean, I was really impressed with this watch. I've actually been looking at this watch for a while. So when Vaer reached out to us, I was stoked. And when they agreed to send both me and Sean a watch so we can both give our own perspective on it, that was really kind of them. And they threw in a bunch of like swag for us, a hat, a shirt, an extra strap as well. We really appreciate them. And I really love that this is American made, and on the dial it says American Assembly, which I think is a really cool.
It's a cool touch.
It's a cool touch for sure, yeah.
Also, instead of the 10 ATM, the number 10, they spelled out 10 ATM at the 6 o'clock position, and it just adds more symmetry to the dial, which I like. The design of this watch is top notch for sure, and I struggle with beating the watch up because it's so beautiful. So they send out two straps with every watch. On the NATO, the watch runs for $495.
And on the bracelet, like I said before, it's $615. And again, you get the bracelet and you get the black rubber strap. It's called a dive strap, I believe. And it felt really high quality as well, that dive strap. But you know, I'm a bracelet slut.
It was soft and supple. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What is this, a cushion case?
Kind of, like it's 38 millimeters, and it's definitely, I would say it's kind of like a cushion case. I don't know, but it's a funky case.
It gives you a retro feel, for sure.
Yeah, and this also comes in a 41 millimeter size, and I think this 38 millimeter is perfect. I don't know if I would go
42.
I mean, obviously, it was 42. Sorry, they gave us the option if we wanted the 42 or the 38. I chose the 38 because I do like a smaller looking watch on my 7.5 inch wrist. But
I have 6 1/4 inch wrists, and this watch looks good on my wrist as well.
Yeah, so it's a testament. I think that even if I was to go with that 42, it'd probably still look good. But it's just an overall sexy watch, and like you had said, it's got a really unique design.
So I have gone swimming with this watch, and I know it's a chronograph. I'm not pushing the chronograph features underwater.
As you shouldn't.
They do guarantee 100 meters of water resistance for 2 years. I don't
think they say it's 100 meters of water resistance for 2 years. I believe what they're saying is they have a 2-year warranty that if within that time it fails, then you're under warranty with it after you purchase the watch. But it's got the screw down crown, so I definitely trust that. But I would not go underwater and start pushing these the triggers.
The pushers.
Yeah.
So like I said, I went swimming with it, and I dove down 6-7 feet. I wasn't going crazy. After I got out, 2 minutes later, I started pushing the chronograph pushers, and I could hear water was inside around the pusher, like a squishy noise.
Yeah. Wow.
My watch works. I'm sure they have O-rings in there. I don't think water got into the watch, but I didn't even like pushing the pushers after I went swimming. You wanted all of it to dry out.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that with a watch like this, taking in the water, coming out of the water with it, definitely letting it dry out before using those pushers, because while I'm pretty certain there are O-rings within the pushers,
there has to
that's
be.
one, there's always that chance that, you could do some damage.
That's why I think it's pretty cool that this watch has 100 meters of water resistance, but I don't know. It's just something I noted, and I would never do that with like a Speedmaster.
True. I would not wear my Speedmaster in the water. I've seen some videos of people doing it, but they're not activating the pushers. But I have dive watches for the purpose of me going swimming with my watches. And I don't know if we mentioned this, but 12.6 millimeters of thickness. And that's including this domed sapphire crystal. So it's even less than that, really, if you're not counting that crystal.
I even have mine on a NATO, and it still wears really well.
Yeah, the case back sinks into the wrist really well, so it has a really low profile. And I find it interesting when I have watches that cost $500, $600, $700, and I have watches that are $3,000, $4,000, $7,000, and I've been finding myself putting this watch on a lot. I've been finding myself wearing this way more than I thought I would. I tend to just go with my Omega, my Tudor, my vintage Omega, and but this has been finding its way in my rotation a lot, and it just has a really good feel to it. Nothing feels cheap about it at all, really.
Yeah, you mentioned case back. I want to say I love the design on the back of the case. It's got those waves, and then it says Vaer, but then on the back it says United States Assembly. It's just really cool to see like American made, United States branding instead of German or Swiss or Japanese movement. It's just really cool.
Yeah, it's great to, obviously we love our Swiss watches, we love our watches from overseas, but being an American and loving America, you want to also support watches that are from,
You're supporting jobs and the economy.
Yeah.
I will say the price feels like it should be around $300, $400. It's with the rubber strap and the NATO, it's $495. But when I then think about, well, it's American assembled, they're employing Americans, they're not paying, Chinese sweatshops or Taiwan sweatshops, they're not paying them $1 an hour. You're paying an American minimum wage what is minimum wage in Florida?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Maybe
here
20
in Washington.
something. I don't know.
Yeah, here in Washington, it's like 21 an hour. So
yeah,
it's kind of cool.
I don't know. I think maybe I have a different take than you on that. Maybe because I have mine on this bracelet, and it makes it feel a little bit heftier, and
elevates it for me for sure. And it integrates with the watch so well that I do think of it maybe as a $500, $600 watch and think that's reasonable. But yeah, maybe if I just had it on a rubber strap or a NATO, I think closer to Dan Henry prices of like $300 or something. So I totally get that from your point of view, Yeah. I try to compare it to like my Baltics. They're roughly the same price.
Yeah.
Design
those are automatics, so
that's true. That's where I'm like, well, why is it the same price but the design I would say is equal. And you know how much I love Baltic. It's a sick watch though.
Yeah. Love the name. Just a simple logo of Vaer right on the dial. It's simple, but also unique. And I really appreciate that Vaer sent this out to us and send us more watches.
So this watch, let's talk about the movement. There is hacking in the movement, so you can get that precise exact time if you want that. It's
stop in the second hand,
Yeah, it's a Seiko Mecha Quartz movement, and they say and guarantee a 40-month battery life.
Which is so funny. I think maybe in that video you did where you talked about overrated things in watches, you mentioned battery life and saying having to switch out battery twice a year.
Yeah. I meant to say once. Some guy called me out. But
I know when I watched the video, I thought of that. And I was like, oh, I don't. I usually don't have to change my batteries at least for 5 years almost because they have like 5-year warranties. But
I'm wearing my Casio F91W. I've had this for like 10 years. It hasn't died.
Wow.
My Dan Henry will die in 2 years.
Is that solar powered quartz or is it just a normal quartz?
No, just a normal quartz battery.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
it's funny you mentioned the case back and the cool wave dial. Maybe if they put that on the front dial, that would have been really cool. But that would have been maybe a little too close to getting to Omega. with their Seamaster, But also could have been different because this is a chronograph where the Seamaster is just a plain old diver. So I don't know. maybe something if Vaer's watching this, maybe they could think about in the future of having a different version of this or something. But yeah, I really love this watch, and it's going to be in my rotation now.
Now, let's talk about pros and cons. Is there anything lacking with this specific model, or maybe Vaer in general?
Maybe
Other
more
than like the legibility, but that's a design choice. That's the dial choice that I chose. Maybe just the alignment of the seconds hand isn't accurate. Like, I
mean,
really can't think of many negatives about this watch.
Yeah, honestly, that's when I wrote down my positives and my negatives. I have one negative, and it's that second hand for the chronograph doesn't match up perfectly, and it's not so far off to where it bugs me.
Mine is pretty much spot on. I think my eyes are just crooked. I don't know.
No, mine's definitely off, but
when I got both watches, I noticed that one of them was off, and I gave you that fucked up one.
no, because this came with the not the bracelet on, but I think I don't know. I think
I swapped the bracelets out and everything, dude.
No, it didn't come with the bracelet on. I had to put it on. Oh, another really cool thing that I like on this is I believe maybe the NATO too. The NATO, the dive strap, they have the quick release option
on the rubber,
and also on the bracelet. There's a quick release option for me to take this on and off. It's on both ends of the end links on the bottom of the bracelet, and I could easily, using just my hands, take this bracelet on and off. And I think that's really cool. I don't see that much often on a bracelet. So
yeah, at this price point, I would expect that.
Yeah, but not on a bracelet. What bracelets do you have that have quick release?
Baltic.
On their bracelet?
All of them. Yeah, I've got
That's
a pizza
cool.
rice and a flat link. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't part of my world because none of my bracelets have it. Your Longines has it?
Yeah.
Quick release as in I can take this off.
I know
what you're talking about.
I know what a quick release is.
I'm thinking maybe I was like making sure you're not like confused.
So
about
on
something
Longines,
else.
remember it's the button, and you were like, I've never seen one like that. Usually it's two that you squeeze like this.
Yeah.
Longines is a button. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I think this watch is for anyone that loves design and wears a watch to match their outfit, and two, anyone that wants a tough, rugged watch that could do it all. If you could get a one watch collection, Vaer would be a good option if you want to spend anywhere from $200 to $600. Would you recommend this watch to a friend?
100%. I honestly, if I didn't like this watch too much, I would. I was thinking about giving it as a gift to my nephew.
You're keeping it, huh?
I'm keeping this. Yeah,
I
like it way too much.
I think I'm gonna buy the bracelet for it.
It's solid. It really is.
I just threw it on and it fits my wrist so perfect. We'll throw wrist shots on there. It's just crazy that this watch can fit my small wrists or your bigger wrists. So let us know. Would you wear this watch or is it a pass? What do you think about Vaer in general? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and if you own Vaer, let us know which model you might own yourself. If you own this exact watch, let us know and what you think about it. And what are maybe some other watches in the same price point that you would recommend to someone if they were looking to get a watch within that $500, $600 range?
So we post videos like this every week. So if you like what you saw, consider subscribing and we'll see you next week. Bon voyage.
Au revoir.
Hasta luego.